Karen, what'd you think?
Out here. I love it. It's better than what they probably do in their meetings.
They don't even know. They don't even know.
Pick that part out. This is but they're doing great.
I don't know what the fuck is.
All right, so we are back. Those links in the chat are links to the product offerings I was talking about before. So when we're thinking about this creator strategy, think about the comparables and think about the Echo. I believe this is the Echo Dot that Alexa is selling. This is the new version. The new body, of course, is what they were saying of the fourth gen Alexa product. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into the timer and we will get started. Give me 1 second. And two, I noticed I put 10 minutes on some of these, but that's okay. The extra 2 minutes is kind of wrap up time. But great job on the last one, guys. That was phenomenal. In 8 minutes, you literally turned a small product into an entire multi-billion dollar multinational company. And you guys need to really think about it like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So 10 minutes. So what are some initial thoughts, ideas on the creative direction of the advertisement in general?
Um, I like the fact that they put Michael B. Jordan in there,
Hmm.
just because he's one of the hottest actors right now, so it gives them that pizzazz, and it really targets their audience, which I believe is females, because
Maybe very,
that's
yeah,
that's who talks to Alexa the most, in my opinion, and in my observation in my house.
Yeah, I do think yeah, Michael B. Jordan was a really great idea because he's also like there's no controversy in him. He hasn't really done anything that sparked any sort of drama. Like he is universally a very well admired being.
Right.
So my issue with this commercial is that it didn't really target the variety and the low price. The vibe I got from this Alexa was that it's going to be like $500 at least.
yeah.
Right.
And that it's only for like she spent more time or they spent more time focusing on Michael B. Jordan than they did the actual Alexa. And
Mm.
so this was a really great conversation starter in my opinion. Like I genuinely laughed at this commercial. Like it's funny. But now the next steps are to be okay, now we've got people talking about the new Alexa. How are we going to get people to actually buy it?
Right.
Okay.
Like, what's new about it? The shape is different. Okay, we get that, but what else is there?
Was exactly what's different besides, like, they didn't market the Alexa. They
Mm.
marked Michael B. Jordan.
Exactly. I think
And
what they could do is like instead of doing this commercial of like this one couple, they do a more active commercial with different families, different kids. Like maybe you can get multiple colors and Alexas in the same household. You can do like a family setting, like one for like the girls' room, one for the twins, one for the mom, like one for like the dad in the man cave, like
Mhm.
and that would get people to buy multiple Alexas for in one household.
exactly.
You know what I would understand? I would understand if it was like a thing where you could customize the voices, that you could have the option of having Michael B. Jordan's voice. Like I would
Yeah.
understand that more. Like it's not like, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think it's actually his voice you're gonna be hearing on the other side of it. And then that kind of thing, you could do a version where it's like, oh, this version is someone has customized it to Michael B. Jordan's voice. In this version, a guy has customized it to, I don't know, Jennifer Lawrence, whoever's voice. And that way it's more approachable. Or maybe a baby's voice. I don't know, maybe someone just wants to
Yeah, baby
hear
talk.
baby talk.
And
But,
honestly,
like, people have different preferences. Like, what is there?
that's
to-
such a good like concept, Naomi. Like if they wanted to take this same commercial and apply it, it would be like they spend like maybe 30 seconds on Michael B. Jordan, and then the end of the commercial, instead of him being like, honey, like someone's want to use the bathroom too, it's like now he turns to his Alexa that's like Jennifer Lawrence, and it's a completely different color. So now they're adding the variety and the sizing options in there as well.
So it
I mean,
sounds
there
like
was so much competition like between her and her husband. I feel like I don't know if that's a positive thing that's gonna be taken for both genders or not. Because like families, like newlyweds, like might not want to buy into something that's showing that it's gonna cause strife in their new relationship. Like there was a lot of like, honey, don't do that or don't whatever. Like
yeah.
I never heard it once respond to the guy
So
Mhm.
it
in that
sounds like a
commercial.
lot of our adjustments are in relationship to product development. How the voice communicates in the new size, aside from just the body of the actual speaker, the different colors, right? The different applications from a promotional perspective of the different products. It sounds like that's where we're kind of going. And I was just curious. I think you guys are creative superstars. Can we think of like a general ad or an idea getting to that different demographic? Because when I looked at this as well, I had the same thought. I was like, well, I'm sure that yes, women are a huge portion of the buying market for Alexas, but at the same time, if I can control an entire man cave from my basement just by saying Alexa, and I have an Alexa right now, hopefully it doesn't hear me to start doing stuff, but Alexa, turn into something, how would that look and what would that look like for that customer? Also with the children as well, there are applications with smart home technology that are related to product that can get us to that place. So what are some, just throw out anything, ideas that you might be able to come up with for an ad that are really broken down maybe into the ones that we mentioned, maybe children being first, and then maybe I'm assuming dads, because it seems like a family product. Does that sound pretty feasible? Okay.
Another thing that I've heard a lot, people say that, oh, their kids bought $300 worth of stuff off of Alexa or off of whoever, and they had no idea.
Oh yeah.
So there's also like a security issue with that, like being able to detect who's who, and like I don't know. There's a lot you can do with the ad, but I feel like the product itself could start to fix a bunch of its issues. But I
Mhm.
digress. Sorry.
So what if we had, Naomi, to your point, an ad where there was like a kid on Roblox ordering like $7 million worth of like Roblox dollars? Like kids love these online games, and Alexa was like, I don't know,
Yeah,
can't do
not
that right now.
authorized for this
Here's a
purchase.
banana. It opens the refrigerator or something. Or I don't know, like an idea like that. And maybe it's in the voice of a cartoon character. Maybe it's Elsa and Anna from Frozen. Maybe it's Hip Hop Harry. I know back in the day, that's a 90s, early 2000s thing. But Hip Hop Harry, maybe he's restricting the kids from getting certain things, and the kids are in the scene, maybe like upset, right, at the fact that they can't get this $1 million thing,
Yeah, or they
right?
could turn it into a teaching experience where it's like, oh, we have to ask daddy or mommy or whatever first.
Yeah,
Like,
I like that.
Well, what if it's like I'm picturing like a tour of the household or something. So like you've got like the one parent in like the man cave or whatever, like another parent like in the living room or something. We
Mhm.
could switch up the scenarios to like make it more of like fluid gender roles, but
Yeah.
and then the kids, they have their own Alexa upstairs, and then it's like leads up to this big moment. It's like Alexa, order like 1 million like Robux or whatever, and then it can be Alexa replying. It's like, sorry, you'll have to ask like blah 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 first.
I like that.
And
Yeah.
so it's giving these parents a sense of comfort, like, okay, if I get Alexa, I can change the settings. I don't know if this is possible, but they should do this. I can change the settings to where my kid isn't going to order a ton of stuff for me.
Mhm.
And so I'm fine with getting 2 Alexas in the home, one for the kids' room.
And
Yeah.
I think they could do is kind of probably focus more on like the slickness of it. I know and Samsung do this a lot with their phones where they like really sell how sexy this device is, how shiny and black and round or whatever it is. That could also be like, because a lot of people who take things like Alexa, a lot of people are still skeptical about it, thinking that like someone's spying on them in their home. So people who are more likely to buy that are people who are more tech savvy, and a lot of people like that like really care about appearances and about like the vibe of the space or tying it together with whatever else. So having it like as an addition to all the other stuff you have in the home, or how it helps other stuff work better, how you can connect it to your, I don't know, TV or whatever, to
Yeah.
kind of just show that like lifestyle slickness of it,
Mhm.
not just convenience.
Yeah, and I
Isn't
think
that-
they kind of did where she was in the gym, she was at a party, she was at in the shower, so they tried to integrate that a little bit. But if they were able to do that with different segments, you're selling Alexas, out the wazoo to everybody and anybody, right? So I think that those are some really good suggestions, honestly. In terms of what we talked about, I know you guys probably have some color palettes and textures that can be new colorways to the Alexa. What are you guys thinking about? Just maybe 2, and why would be great if you just kind of throw some stuff out there and see what happens.
Is Alexa's color different from Amazon's general color?
Yeah, can you pull it up again? Pull up the colors again.
Mhm. So they have a blue, and this is the plus, a red, a gray, a white, and like a heather gray. And then for this one, I think it's just the dark black look, and the white. And then there's like this, it's twilight blue is the name for it. But if are there anything else they can do maybe to the same thing that changes the color and the way the color is perceived by the buyer in the last maybe 15 seconds or so? I was thinking like maybe, I don't know. I mean, what do you
You
guys
know what I was actually thinking? Like how like computers and phones and all these things can like tell by the color of your like of your like screensaver or whatever, and like match everything the other colors to like tone to it. So I was thinking like, I don't know if it can, but it's more or less like a speaker. And a lot of speakers have like lights to them and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if the lights on the Alexa are customizable, but if they give those options, because people are really into like neon lights and LED lights in their homes and rooms
Mhm.
right now. I think that they can start tying that system to like speakers and stuff, and also like with the what's it called, like the waves of sound that speakers make when they like when someone's talking, start to
Mhm.
like tie them to the whole vibe of a space, start
Yeah.
creating more of an atmosphere to it than just this standalone product.
So our time is up. However, Kat, I know that you wanted to go into detail about one or the other, and it seems like we have a lot of discussion around Alexa, maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of ideas floating around. So do you want to go into detail, give your